having a happy Wednesday. If you came here from the Ipsy Glam Bag Unbagging and Review, thank you for sticking around to watch another video. If this is the first video you have watched and you do not want to hear about Halloween Horror Nights, but you would like to hear about the Ipsy Glam Bag, I will link the video for my Ipsy Glam Bag Unbagging and Review in the description box below. If this is the first time you are stopping by my channel, welcome. It's really nice to have you here. This video is going to be a little review slash preview of Halloween Horror Nights. If you have been following along, if you've seen a couple of my videos from before or blog posts from before, you'll know that I am headed to Halloween Horror Nights on Thursday night, which, if I get this all uploaded on Wednesday, will be tomorrow. We've gone the past 2 years and we're very excited to go back this year for our 3rd year. Going right into it, I'm going to just give you a brief overview of what kind of attractions to expect, just a little bit of general information about the event, and answer 5 questions that I have either received myself or have seen asked very commonly. The very first thing to talk about at Halloween Horror Nights are their houses. Halloween Horror Nights Orlando has 9 houses. The 9 houses this year are made up of 6 IPs, which are intellectual properties. Those IPs are KRAMPUS, American Horror Story, The Walking Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist, and Halloween 2, Hell Comes to Haddonfield. Their 3 original houses are Lunatic's Playground 3D, You Won't Stand a Chance, Ghost Town, The Curse of Lightning Gulch, and Tomb of the Ancients. I am most looking forward to KRAMPUS. I've heard some really great things about it. I'm also looking forward to American Horror Story and Ghost Town and Tomb of the Ancients as far as the original houses. I don't know that we'll be making our way into the 3D houses. 3D house. So much going on inside the 3D house that it's really hard for me to focus, and sometimes they give me headaches. It's kind of a bummer because the main icon this year is Chance, who is a former icon, last year's icon, and a couple years before Jack. Chance is his kind of ride or die, his little assistant in Chaos. She's really awesome. I was looking forward to there being a house for her, but being that it's the 3D house, I don't know that we're going to make it a priority. So those are the houses this year. If you want to read descriptions about those houses or see little previews of them, I will link the Halloween Horror Nights webpage below. Bear in mind this is for Orlando, so if you want to find out more about Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood, you'll have to find the Hollywood webpage. There are also a lot of YouTubers, well, I say a lot, but there are many YouTubers out there that go to these events and film them for you, so that you may live vicariously through them, which I have done many times and I will attempt to do for you all this year. I will link some of my favorites below as well, and I'll try to find a couple from Hollywood, but I can't guarantee because I normally just watch for Orlando. Then we have scare zones. So scare zones are similar to houses in that there are scare actors who are there to scare you. However, they are outside and they are conveniently placed around the park so that if you want to get anywhere inside the park, you're gonna have to go through a scare zone. Those 5 scare zones are Survive or Die, Apocalypse, Lair of the Banshee, Dead Man's Wharf, Vamp 55, and A Chance in Hell. Working my way from the bottom up, A Chance in Hell is Chance's scare zone. Basically, she's locked in an insane asylum and she is recruiting people to help her with her big show, which who knows what that's going to entail. But so she has a lot of asylum inmates wandering around looking to help her recruit people to join them in their mayhem. Then we have Vamp 55, which is what I'm really looking forward to. Hollywood High School's homecoming parade, which has been overrun by vampire greasers. There's a lot of footage from that scare zone up on YouTube, well, from all of them, but I've seen a lot of footage from this scare zone and it looks really, really amazing. So I can't wait to go see it. Then we have Dead Man's Wharf, basically a vessel called the Annabelle Lee, nod to Edgar Allan Poe, disappeared many years ago, and it is now the anniversary of the disappearance, and the inhabitants of that vessel are, I guess, looking to maybe have us join them. I saw a couple of the props out when we went to Rock the Universe in Universal Orlando a few weekends ago, and this particular scare zone looks really cool, so I'm excited. Lair of the Banshee is set in a forest. There's lots of creatures roaming around, including banshees, and I guess they tried to base it off a lot of the Banshee legends, so I'm excited for that. And Survive or Die Apocalypse. It's an apocalyptic world. There are 3 main groups who all would like access to a machine that provides clean breathing air, and they are fighting each other for it, and they're trying to recruit us, the visitors, to come over to their side or else die. Then we have 2 shows this year. We have Academy of Villains House of Fear. The full show has been filmed, and it is up on YouTube. I don't remember exactly what to search, but if you search Halloween Horror Nights Orlando 2016 Academy of Villains, it will probably pop up. It is a dance and effects show, and it looks really cool. Then they're bringing back Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure. They've been doing this for many years. David and I have seen it the past 2 years. The dancing in the show is pretty great. The effects in the show are pretty great. It's not our favorite thing, and neither of these shows are super long, 10 to 15 minutes usually. It's kind of one of those things that if you've never been to Halloween Horror Nights, it might be worth it to check these things out. And if you're going for multiple nights, then definitely go see them. But Bill and Ted's just isn't our cup of tea, and we would much rather spend that time in houses. So there you go. I should say that we're probably going to skip both shows this year. Being that we're only going for one night, we will probably skip it so that we can try to get the most out of the houses and scare zones. Also, there are a vast majority of the Universal Studios rides open, including Transformers, Rip Ride Rocket, Revenge of the Mummy, Men in Black, The Simpsons ride, and Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. Side note, Diagon Alley, where Harry Potter and Escape from Gringotts is located, is a scare-free area. Last year we were able to go in there and get drinks and shop a little bit and ride the ride, and there were no scare actors. There was nothing in there to scare you. So it's a nice little break if you need it from the scares, and yeah. Alright, I want to go ahead and answer a few questions that I have either received or seen, and let that be that. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to comment below and I will do my best to answer those. Is there an age limit? Halloween Horror Nights does not have a specific age limit. However, this event is really intense. It's really scary. They do not hold back at all. They won't go easy on you just because you're a kid. That's not what this event is about. This event is about scaring the crap out of you. For that reason, I would say that maybe if I was going to give this like a movie rating, I would maybe rate it PG-13. There is alcohol being served during the event, so if you are sensitive to your child being around that, it's probably not a good idea to be there. And if you are the type of person who, or if you have a child who is super scared and is scared very easily, this is probably not the event for them. With that said, I know that I have met some young kids that do not get scared that easily. So if you think that they can handle it, that's totally up to your judgment. Just be prepared that it can be pretty intense sometimes. Is recording allowed in the houses? No. You may record scare zones as much as you like, but inside the houses, it's a no-no. They will ask you to leave. I'm pretty certain that that's the rule, is that if they catch you recording, they will ask you to leave. At least the house. I don't know about the whole event. And on that same line of reasons for being asked to leave, don't touch the performers. Like, if you're the type of person whose response to being jumped at is to throw a punch or push or anything physical, don't go. Don't put yourself through that. Don't put the actors through that. They are being paid to scare you. You're spending way too much money for all of it to get thrown out of the park, and you will be thrown out of the park. Is Express worth it? Express, I think, can be worth it. There is value to it. It's expensive. It starts at about $80 and goes up from there. So if you can afford it, I say go for it. We've never bought an Express pass, and we don't necessarily care about seeing all the shows or going through all the houses every year. So we don't mind waiting, but yeah. Best night or time of the year to go? This is a tricky question. Opening weekend, obviously, it's super crazy, super packed. Then, like the last couple of weekends of September is a little bit slower, and then as we get closer and closer to Halloween, it gets busier and busier and busier. Thursday and Sunday nights are technically weeknights where people would have to go to work the next day. Friday and Saturday is a weekend where people don't typically have to go to work the next day. So Fridays and Saturdays are probably pretty crazy all the time. My husband and I have gone on Thursday nights, I think, the past couple of years, and we've definitely waited in line for at least one house for 2 to 2.5 hours on a Thursday night. The past couple of years we went in October, so this year we're going a little bit earlier to see if there's any change, and I will let you know after we go. But like I said, it's really hard to gauge whether or not it's going to be crazy. Because this is a limited time event and it is very, very popular, you should just always expect crowds and expect to be standing in line for a long period of time, unless you want to jump for the express passes. What if I don't like scary things, but I want to go with my friends to ride the rides and stuff like that? If you don't like scary things, but you want to go to Universal with your friends, I would suggest not going to this event. No one's forcing you to go into the houses. If you have friends that would force you to go into these haunted houses, you might want to look for some new friends. Just kidding. But you are going to have to walk through at least 1 or 2 scare zones in order to get anywhere in the park that's not scary. In fact, upon entering the park, you have 2 options. You can go straight or you can go to the right. Either way, in order to get to any rides, you have to go through 1 scare zone. If you really are very, very, very sensitive to scary things, I would say this is probably not an event you should attend, no matter how much fun it is and no matter how amazing Universal Studios is. I would say maybe try to save up your money and take a weekend trip when you don't have to worry about having the crap scared out of you. If you're not super sensitive, but you're just not into going into confined spaces like these mazes and or the haunted houses and being scared like that, then you should be okay. The scare zones are pretty open, and it's not always necessarily, I suppose, a guaranteed scare, but it is pretty creepy and it's dark. So everybody's different. I'm sensitive to being scared, but not like super duper sensitive. You know, like I actually like being scared, so I get scared easily, but I like it. If you get scared easily and you hate it, don't go. That would be my suggestion. Well, anyway, like I said before, if you have any questions about Halloween Horror Nights, about my experiences with Halloween Horror Nights, anything like that, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'm looking forward to going and filming some of this for you. It's going to be super fun. I will link, like I said, the Halloween Horror Nights Orlando webpage below. We'll also enter a link somewhere from our video last year. There's not a whole lot of Halloween Horror Nights content in it, unfortunately, and I was new to vlogging and it was going in a different direction. It was blah. But I did have like a short little review of the houses and of what we experienced in there. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my blog. There will be a link in this video. And I guess just have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you guys very soon.